We have our National NBA insider, though, Marc Stein, live here in studio. After yesterday was an absolute bombshell piece of news that he dropped, where, Marc Stein, I'll turn it over to you. What is going on with the current Mavericks ownership and governorship situation?
So basically, I reported Monday that there have been investors, potential investors, that have been they've shown interest in partnering with Mark Cuban to try to lodge a bid to buy a team that we have no confirmation is for sale, but there is this interest. Mark Cuban still owns 27% of the franchise. So there are, based on what I've been told, local and Texas-based entities that have shown interest in bringing significant money to the table to theoretically combine with the 27% interest to see if majority control can be obtained. Now, before reporting this, I tried to ascertain, is there any scenario where the team would be for sale? And as you guys saw in my report, a source close to Dumont told me the family remains very excited about the future of the franchise, the Cooper Flag era. And since my story, what has been relayed to me is that the prospect of would-be investors has only increased. I think that there is significant interest among various parties that I frankly need to confirm to a higher level before I can start speculating on who those might be, but that want to see if this is even possible. It's not known if this is possible. It's not known would a bid even be welcomed or received. And Patrick Dumont was at the game tonight in Phoenix. Phoenix is obviously very close to Vegas. We don't often see Patrick Dumont at road games. So
I think the last one might have been Game 5 of the finals.
Yeah, it's been a while since he's been on
he
the road.
Doesn't even,
he wasn't in Houston.
He's only been to
the
a few
times
home
I
games.
was there. He was not in Oklahoma City when I was there.
Yeah, he rarely goes to the arena, like to the home arena.
The natural question, at least for me, why? Why now? Why this particular piece of information or even the possibility?
Well, honestly, I think it has been a rumble in Maverick circles for a while now. You know, more than just days, weeks that this has been percolating. But it reached the point Monday where it was, I felt like I had enough to go with and report.
Okay. So in your story, which I read on your Substack, the Stein line, it's a great Substack. I recommend subscribing.
Same.
I've recently done so.
You get a lot of bang for your buck.
Mm-hmm.
At the very end, you did include a quote from sources close to the Mavs ownership that says, yeah, Coop is awesome. That doesn't say no, though. Like, I think there's a difference between saying we're excited about this guy versus we're not going to sell the team. Am I just being a little messy here?
Yeah, no, I think that is a pretty natural reaction that, I've wondered the same thing, and is part of going to the game tonight an attempt to make that statement. But all I can go on is what has been relayed to me at this point, and the statement went as far as it could.
So walk us through some of the timeline with this, obviously with your report coming out yesterday afternoon, how we got to this point and what could be next steps. Are the Dumont and Adelson family even willing to consider
I can't answer that. Only they know. And that their position on this, they might have, we have no interest in fielding any offers policy, but it is not where they exactly stand on that. is not clear. All I can pass along is I did try to report it to the full extent that I could yesterday, and a source close to Dumont, that's what all I got back was, we're excited about the future of the franchise. We're excited about the Cooper Flag era. Obviously knows Rick Welts was brought here to work on the arena. They've gone full steam ahead with trying to get the arena location settled, even though, as we all know, again, I said this today on Sirius XM NBA radio, I am not an expert on Texas politics and legislature and all that stuff. So, are they any closer to the prospect of casino gaming being allowed in this state? I don't think so, based on my knowledge. But that is not my field of expertise. So, I can't, it's hard for me to speak on that with great authority. But I think we know that casino gaming to this point has not yet been ratified and allowed in the state of Texas. They continue to press forward with their plans to build a new arena. We keep hearing it's either going to be downtown or Addison at the old Valley View Mall site.
I believe the Valley View site has already been committed to something else, though.
Okay,
I think that might
shows you what I know.
Yeah. Recently, it's been City Hall, basically.
So they are pressing ahead with their plans. They want a new arena in the next 5-ish years, right? 2031 is the year that it gets thrown out. But basically, I think the takeaway is, based on everything I'm hearing, there are deep-pocketed potential investors who want to partner with Mark Cuban, who still to this point owns 27% of the team, to test the resolve of the Dumont Adelson families, to test their resolve and see would they be willing to field a bid for the team.
I have a timeline question. So
you guys keep asking me timeline stuff.
No,
I don't know.
No, I think that this is based more on historical kind of things. So obviously, a huge element of owning a team is getting the stadium stuff figured out, and the Mavs are getting pretty close to decision time. Now, the last time the Mavs were sold, it kind of came out of nowhere. Whenever Cuban sold, but the time before that, Ross Perot sold to Cuban right around the time that American Airlines Center basically got approved and stamped, you're good to go. And a few years before that, Ross Perot bought the team from Don Carter kind of to get American Airlines Center built. So it seems like up until the most recent time, every time this franchise changed hands, an arena had something to do with it. And so my question would be, to the best of your knowledge, and based on generally how ownership timelines go in the NBA, especially involving new stadiums, if it is going to happen, it's going to need to happen kind of soon, right? Because building a stadium takes a very long time. Like, this is like a multi-year project.
I genuinely don't know the answer. I would have to report that out. As I remember it, because I was the beat writer for the Morning News when Cuban bought the team, January 4th, 2000. We'll never forget it. That was always painted to me that Cuban, it was $285 million. Nowadays, that sounds like nothing, but at the time, that was a lot for an NBA franchise, and that was a lot for a franchise that was a laughingstock franchise. The Mavericks were a laughingstock franchise for the bulk of the 90s, and so my sense always was that Cuban just put such a ridiculous offer on the table that Ross Perot Jr. was like, well, I'm not passing that up. Now, maybe there was an arena element that I don't remember, but at the time, again, I'm the team beat writer, so I'm not as focused on a city-wide issue like that one. So I could be not having the full picture or remembering it wrong, but I don't believe that any of this is motivated by arena timelines. I think it's based on the way it's been laid out to me. There's obviously been a GM change. We just saw a major trade last week, but there are, again, interested parties who want to see if this team could actually be put up for sale. And again, I don't know the answer. I don't know Like, I can't say with certainty that they would or they wouldn't. You know, if somebody puts an amazing price on the table, you know, only the Dumont Adelson families know how they would respond.
And I guess, and this is not necessarily a question, this is more so kind of just a thought. It's more so of what would give Cuban and these potential investors indications that this is even possible, given he just sold the team to them less than 3 years ago.
Right. Do they have those indications, or are they just saying, we're not waiting for those indications and we're just going to give this a try anyway?
Oh, wow.
I mean,
that seems like so bold.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like, that to me is the interesting part of this. Like, what feelings or what indicators does he even have or potentially have that they would be even willing to contemplate this after he sold it to them on a discount? Like, that to me is the
and look, the partnership has been bumpy. So
Mark Cuban said, I'm not coming for 30%.
anything,
I'm coming for the whole thing.
Because to me, if the relationship is bumpy, the indication would be to me that Dumont Adelson fan would say, cool, we'll buy you down to 7% and you can go ahead and go.
And
this
who
is our
knows?
team now.
And that's the thing.
Conversely, if
they have that option, the way the agreement was set up for the first 4 years of the partnership. So the team was bought in November 20. They agreed to the sale in November 2023. It was finalized and approved by the NBA just before the end of the calendar year in 2023, right after Christmas. So if I understand the details right, that means they would have through December of 2027 to exercise that option. And as I've always understood it, that option is completely in control of the Dumont Adelson families. If they want to buy it down, if they want to spend whatever it takes to get it down from 27 to 7, totally their call, and they can just unilaterally implement it if they're willing to pay the requisite price.
Conversely, if these other people come in and offer them a couple billion more than what they bought it for, maybe they're like, all right, that's the easiest money I'll ever make in my life.
Sure.
You know?
Like, if you get more than what you obviously bought
I want
it
to buy
for.
my 2018 Honda Civic off me, just hit me up.
Yeah, that would be a financial consideration that you would obviously have to listen to. I guess if I was in that position, I bought the team on a discount. I got a governor who owns 27% of the team. I can buy him out to 7% anytime I damn well please. But also, if I'm the person who owns the team and I have no thoughts or intentions of selling the team, what the hell are you doing trying to get investors to come buy this team back for? You can go ahead and, like, that would be, maybe I'm spiteful, because I'd be like, well, you can go ahead and go then. If you're trying to come for a coup and come get my team, no, you can go.
I mean, business.
Because that's
a coup.
if I'm Dumont Adelson and I'm not having any indications that I want to sell my team.
They treat this. That's the thing, though. This is an asset.
Yeah.
To them. I mean, they're explicit. Like, this isn't a labor of love.
Yeah, I was gonna say,
and that's not a criticism. It's just like,
yeah, that's what it is.
their heart's
their
not in it.
reality.
This is about
Yeah.
money. This is strictly about money.
Yeah, I mean, billionaires can be.
So I don't think they take that personally at all. But I also don't know. I mean, I don't know.
I mean, considering,
Dude, dollars and
How they
cents,
move.
man. If they think that this thing is worth $5 billion and these people offer them $6 billion, that's that's plus 20%.
Of what they
what they
you-
bought. Yeah,
I mean, that's if you're business people,
yeah.